Hey guys, Grant from Down on Adventure. Gonna go over the ARB twin compressor today. So just where I put it in the JL Rubicon, work with JL Sport, Overlander, Sahara, whichever one you got. Before I go into where I put mine, I've seen online where other people have put theirs, and I thought perhaps we could do it just a little bit better. Not saying that their spots weren't any good, but where I think they've put theirs may pose some problems down the track. So to start with, I know some people have mounted a bracket here, or it's in here in this base area somewhere here, and put a single compressor with some of the JLs. There's a spot down the bottom underneath this brake booster here where you can put them underneath the fender flare, and the American JLs, I think it's on this side. With the spot at the top here, I'm not sure whether you can get a double, but it's you're prone to a lot of dust and heat from the engine. With the spot down lower, I'm thinking that perhaps water, if you go through a crossing or something, might get into it. So I didn't like either of those two spots. The other thing is that you've got to pop the bonnet if you've got your air out location on the compressor itself. Means you've got to pop the bonnet to access it. Another spot is that they've put them underneath the seats. There's a bracket you can get to locate them under the seat. Again, if it's a hot day, you've got to open up your car, stinking flies get into your car, or if it's raining, you know, you've got to run your hose out from here and then out of the car, unless you run the hose to another point. So I didn't go with that spot. One of the other spots, I've seen them mounted. Come around the back of the car. You can get a bracket that houses them on the inside here. Just take glasses off. The compressor just goes here. Now this spot's not too bad, but my concern with this spot is that if I take the top off, the compressor's fully exposed, and I don't want anyone to steal it or nick it. So I didn't go with that location. I've seen, I think it's Casey 250. He put his in the well, which is where I put mine, and he put his outlet for his Dometic and for his compressor just around this point here. I went with in here as well. You can see I've got a vent here, and that's the compressor there. So these are just some air up stuff that I've got in here as well, and air down. I'll just try and get all this stuff out. All right, so the compressor itself fits nice and neat just in this little side part here. Then I just trim this little rubber mat out here. I ran a little tight elbow just here with a braided line, 750 mil long, out through this drain plug here. Just trimmed that around. And the reason I did it that way is that if I've got the dogs in the back of here, I can always still access it. The switch point I put here. Now I don't know whether it's the best switch point in the world or not, but it still works. The reason I say I don't think it's the best, because if the dogs knock it, they turn the compressor on. But for now, whether I put a little cover over it so they can't knock it, or have an isolation switch at the front, we'll see. Now I put this vent in here so you can see the construction. It's like a cardboardy material. This vent I just bought from Bunnings. It's a cabinetry vent. I cut it out with a jigsaw to the inside size here, and then I trimmed the carpet so it would fit flush, and then peeled all the carpet back so that sits flush. So I can still have my fridge in here, dogs in the back, and then I can go to air up without having to worry about anything. Now I did try to run the air intakes, or attempt to run the air intake for this, or venting for this, for these filters just here in another location. I was going to run them through the side just over here, but this is really inaccessible under here. I have seen a tray which bolts just here, goes along here and then bolts to the other side here. But I didn't want the tray. This is Velcroed in with 50mm wide Velcro, and it's not coming out like I'm pulling on that really hard, and that's not coming out at all. Plus I still get some other recovery gear on the side. I ran the air outlet to the back here. I don't know whether we can flip the camera to see. So that's my air outlet. So the bonus of having it here is that I can keep everything inside and don't have to, all I have to do is open the car up, flick the switch, close it, plug my line in, and ready to go for the air up. The other good thing about having it at the back here also is that I can also air up my airbags here and here, and no problems. It's very close. And I've got a camper trailer, so from this point here I can reach both of the back wheels on the camper trailer to air them up or do whatever I need to, whether it's on another trailer or air up another vehicle. Most vehicles, if you're trailing behind each other, they just park in close to you, and it's a very simple point. I made a bracket up. It was a piece of 50 by 50 by 5mm steel. I ground it down, screwed it into position, and yeah, that's it. So that's where I put my ARB compressor. With the ARB twins, I think I explained earlier that you got your 2 fuse system here, run the wires down through here, through the firewall, underneath the plastic trim here, again underneath the plastic trim here. Then I'm not sure if you can see really well, but you can probably see some red wires at the back there. Ran it through under the carpet here, and there's a drain plug in the center underneath the seat. Ran it out through the drain plug under the seat. Then ran it in a conduit just to protect it. And then I drilled a hole just here and then put a rubber grommet in it to bring the wires through at the top. Ran the wire harness into here, and Bob's your uncle. Now, just going to plug her in and to the back. Oh, I'll change the angle of the camera. Turn it on. All right, she's ready to rock and roll. I'm going to air it up to 35, and I'm going to time it on the timer. So it's actually running 9 psi, 9.5. All right, let's air it up. Oh. Take 2. All right, it's currently on 11 psi, and let's start timer. Now this is a standard JL Rubicon rim on a standard 32.5 inch tire, 17. There, I'm going to call it at that. 35 psi, about 1.5 minutes to air it up with the ARB twin on a standard 17-inch rim. I think the tyres are 255 75 17. So yeah, it airs it up pretty quick. Wouldn't have it any other way. I was going to get the single, but decided to go with the double just for that speed, because I want to run 35 or 37s on it a little bit later. Again, guys, thanks for your time. Like, subscribe, let me know what you think, and we'll get on to the next video. Catch you soon. Bye.